Hello, everyone, and welcome in. If I sound extremely happy, it's an optical illusion. So, hi, Mary.
Hello,
How's it going, Mama
hello
Mary?
everybody.
How's it going? You can put your hand right here and say hello.
I'm
Look at the special
saying
guest.
hello.
Look at my bestie over here. I love you very much.
And yeah,
Jeremy is right over here, but he can't reach the camera. High five.
Hello.
All right, so here we go.
there you go.
Welcome into Bully Run Coffee. And I have got to tell you, we have quite the sale lined up for Tuesday, and it's a very special edition of Bully Run. Why? Because we're bringing on Jewelry Gail. So the sale is going to be live this coming Tuesday, and that is September 23rd at 7 p.m. And it's a special edition with my bestie, Jewelry Gail. Absolutely love my friend Gail. To register for the sale, please go over to the website, bullyruncoffee.com. You'll find the drop-down form. Please fill out everything. And when you put your address in, please remember to include your state and your zip code. Unfortunately, some people have left off the very critical pieces of information, and Jeremy does not work with Dionne Warwick and the Psychic Friends, so he is unable to tell what state and zip code you're from. So I'd really appreciate you cooperating with that, and I thank you and welcome you all in. So, and let me read this really quick. A wide assortment of estate sale and flea market and pawn shop finds, exclamation mark. Unusual and handmade designer, 14 karat gold, outstanding sterling silver, bakelite, costume, rhinestones, and everything we're selling is vintage and unique this week, just like every other week. We're also adding in Murano glass. We're also adding in pincushion dolls. We're also adding in even a tray of arrowheads, which you'll see in just a few moments. Items are all buy it now, and this is a very partial preview. So there is your list, and I had decided to only do one tray of my personal jewelry items. We are really going to focus on what Gail is going to bring on. Off camera, there's about another 12 to 15 items of mine. I want them to be a surprise for the sale. I am not going to make it a full video of my pieces, and that's because I don't want to. So you'll just have to come to the sale, and we welcome everyone in. You don't have to make a purchase to come on over and say hello. We welcome everyone in with open arms, so we do appreciate that very much. Off camera, like I said, Murano art glass bowl, a wonderful Orient and Flume paperweight, Bakelite bangle bracelets. There's a ton more off camera that we'll get to in just a second. And then we're going to get into Jewelry Gail's items. And what she did for us was magnificent. She went through her personal holdings and not her resale items, and she brought on all fresh to the market items. She has 26 quality lots, and we will go through all of her items. They're magnificent. From costume to sterling silver, designer, you name it, Gail's got you covered. Now, in this tray, I'll hold it up to the camera and I'll show you just a couple of the key pieces that I wanted to talk about right now. Mom, how are you feeling today?
I'm doing great.
You know, it is a very solemn day. It is a very special day. And I want to say, Jeremy and Mary, thanks for being here with me today because you did lift me up. And I really do appreciate you both being here. So, Murano art glass, gorgeous sterling silver necklace and matching earrings. This did come out of the $1 million art collection. So this came out of that homestead, and I did the estate sale there, and I did acquire a few of the jewelry pieces that I simply just couldn't, stomach letting them out of my collection, and the family was so generous and allowed me to buy some of the pieces after the first day of the sale. So I always let the public buy whatever at my estate sales, and after the first day, then I'm allowed to acquire and purchase, and this was one of the pieces. This is all Murano art glass. It's that Latticino core, Latticino ribbon work encased in clear glass. It is the choker style necklace and the beautiful drop style earrings. A wonderful Mabe pearl in 800 silver. I had kept this for my collection. I have never worn it yet, so it is allowed to go. And look at that iridescence on that natural shell. One of Jeremy's favorites is mother of pearl. He just absolutely loves the luster and finish. This is petrified wood. This is Navajo. It is agate. And look at the stamping on that beautiful and very early Navajo cuff bracelet. Again, out of my collection. I've worn it several dozen times. It's okay to let it go. I love the stone. I love the shape. I love the silver. I love the stamping. There's nothing I don't love about that cuff bracelet. Wonderful construction. So we went from, sterling silver, a natural stone, and a beautiful Native American Indian cuff into a 14 karat gold diamond ring. So a 14 karat gold band ring. Again, most of you have asked, can you please bring on an everyday band ring in gold with diamonds? And I said, absolutely. Look at how thick the metal is. Size on this one, let me check that before I go too far in the video and then have to go back. This one is technically a size 6. So look at those diamonds in the sunlight. I always choose my diamonds based on their scintillation and their dazzle. I don't listen to a lot of the, this is ideal cut and this is that and this is that. And then they say all these things and then you look at it and you go, it looks like garbage. I go on what it looks like and what it presents as and how it pushes and pulls the light. I've just done things different in my 30 years in the business. This is ocean jasper, at least according to what I know from my gem shows here locally. This is ocean jasper. And look at the polka dots on that. And look at the peridot framing. And I love this articulates in 3 places. I did purchase this for myself at the Burton Antique Show. And I had decided, with how much I have in my collections, I'm simply not enjoying enough of the pieces. So I said to myself, if I'm not going to wear it on a regular basis, it's okay to go. Look at the oversized bail. And what I loved about it, the bail is decorated on both sides. That is a sure sign of quality. And I love these stones very much. I think you can wear this all year long. That's my personal opinion is it's very spring, it's very summer, it's very fall, and you can get away with it all winter long. A beautiful cameo. I would consider this more vintage than antique, but look at the carving and the depth of carving on that shell. And unfortunately, the sun is washing her out. But when you see this in the light box, you'll all go so crazy for it. 800 silver. It is missing the fold down bail from where that bail would be. It's a tubular bail that could easily be fixed. I could fix it. Do I have the time? I simply don't. The hand carving on that shell cameo, she is a stunner. And I just absolutely love her expression. Absolutely wonderful. Royal Copenhagen, very difficult to find in jewelry. Royal Copenhagen produced some of the world's finest porcelains in dinnerware, serving pieces, vases, and vessels. Royal Copenhagen has been around for a very long time. I don't know the exact history of the company, but I would say well over 150 years, I would guess at this point. There is the Royal Copenhagen mark. And there is the artist mark as well. So you get the crown and then the waves, and that is Royal Copenhagen, obviously from the heart of Denmark. This is a very difficult pendant to find. Again, color combination, you can get away with that all year long. It's got orange, it's got gold, it's got blue, it's got brown, it's got gray. Multitude of outfits that you can wear that with. And what I like about such pieces, it looks 1960s, 1970s, so it looks vintage, but it's very contemporary by its abstract approach. Extremely quality piece. On a sterling silver chain, sterling silver bail, wonderful construction in the porcelain. Again, purchased for my collection. It was in my collection, and now it's not going to be in my collection. Another piece from the heart of my collection, a Victorian locket. Cannonball border. So that is a strong indicator of 1860, 1870. When people say earlier, I say, I don't think so. When people say later, I said, okay, maybe. This is sterling silver and likely from Birmingham, England. And what I liked is that the snap is so secure. Very, very secure snap. A lot of times that doesn't happen in such early lockets. And there's your compartment on the inside. And listen, it's snapped shut. So that is a very, very close, very, very secure. When you look at the surface there, that is 14 karat gold, that is green gold and rose gold. That is not yellow, that is green and rose gold for the roses and the leaves. And look at the detail work of cutting those pieces out. And as a silversmith, I marvel at such early works. No dents, no damage, full swing bail at the top. Really amazing size on that. It's a lovely locket. I have used these in the past for the clippings of the fur of my deceased pets, and this is okay to go. It's good to go, and I do need to get some of these pieces out amongst all of you. We cannot believe, Jeremy, can you believe how great the sales have went? Have you been just amazed at how well things have went? Absolutely. This is sterling silver and turquoise Navajo. It is the spider with the turquoise belly. I think I have about 6 of these now, and I'm going to want to be down to 3 and then I'll just wear the 3 together. I'm always about an odd number in collections and wearing pieces. This is out of my personal collection. This is the only one I have, so if you ask for another lucite front view horse, I'll say I'm sorry, I'm out. This is the only one I have. Carved from the front and reverse carved clear lucite. It is reverse painted, and those are little tiny glass eyes inset in that horse. And when you put fabric behind these match every outfit that you wear. So since they're transparent like a Jelly Belly in Trifari, they match the outfit that you wear. If you put this on green, the back of the horse would be green. If you put it on purple, it matches purple. If you put it on red, then the horse is red. Absolutely wonderful carving. I love the size of that. Remarkable for lucite. A rhinestone brooch that had been in a previous haul video. I had commented on Shriner of New York. They had always invert set the rhinestones. So as soon as someone reaches for this, they start screaming, oh, it's unsigned Shriner, it's unsigned Shriner. And I said, no, it's not. It's signed Austria. So right down on the inside, this is from Austria. This is not Shriner of New York. But again, do you want to base the price on the quality of the piece or the designer's name? The quality of these stones are absolutely the highest quality rhinestones in the world. Austrian crystal and Austria rhinestones are some of the best in the world. Do you see that sparkle and that dazzle of that? And they're all up and back, so every every bezel is handmade for those stones, and then it is black rhodium or gunmetal plated. Very sizable brooch. Extremely beautiful color combination. Light blue, royal blue, sapphire blue, and like that almost teal blue. That again, does that go with every shade of blue you wear? Are you allowed to wear that on gray, beige? You can wear it on anything. Absolutely stunning brooch. Great quality, great craft. Circa dating on these, based on the way it's constructed, late 1950s into the 1960s. That is a remarkable version, and none of the crystals are broken or damaged. Now, we have this awesome art glass ring. Look at this for sterling silver and art glass. I love this. Are you ready? So are you ready for size? This is a size 6.5. 6.5. Art glass, amazing, sterling silver. Again, bought it for myself. Absolutely not going to reach for it. So it's got to go out. It has to. The art glass is completely hand constructed, and the sterling silver mounting is absolutely wonderful. Look at the gauge of the silver that they used on the wire. Not all artisan-made jewelry is created equal. Let's be clear on that as well. Margot de Tasco, one of my favorite female metalsmiths and one of my favorite Mexican silversmiths. And this is Margot de Tasco. This is that stylized chrysanthemum brooch. The original oxidation, the initial construction, absolute artistry. I feel like I'm lagging a little bit, but I'd like you to focus in on these pieces so you know what to expect when we come in on Tuesday night. That is art glass and sterling silver. And again, because I love orange, that was a keeper. And then I said to myself, I've yet to wear it. So another ring that I bought for myself that I used to wear. This has been with me a long time. Do people say green turquoise? Do people say varisite? I said, you say whatever you want. I say it's handsome and beautiful. This is a almost size, well, on the mandrel, like on that side, it'll go down to a 13. It's simply not a 13. That is more along the lines of about an 11. And do you see the gap in there? Because the way it goes on the mandrel, but if you flip it around this side, your finger isn't shaped with a dip in it. Your finger isn't shaped like this. And then people go, that's a 13. And I go, no, it's not, because your finger doesn't have a divot in it, like a channel. This, I would say, probably comes in as a comfortable, that's a comfortable 11. And look at the quality of that stone. And when people say green turquoise or varisite, I go, you know what? Sometimes I can't tell the difference. And there's another thing. Many of the turquoise mines, and you don't need a history lesson, but many of the turquoise mines, let's say they were on the ground and you had a mine that lasted 5 miles. Some claim could say this is number 8, and then you could say, and then this is Cerrillos, and then this is this one. So multiple names came from a long extended mine that went through the ground. Mines just didn't start and stop, and then you can't say definitively what the stones are. I'm getting really tired of the fighting over what stones are. It's exhausting at a certain point because I said, stop ruining the fun, stop being, demeaning to others. I would just say that that is an incredible gemstone. If I had to say, my back was up against the wall, I still go green turquoise. I don't go into the Veracite family. Not just yet. This is a stunning and delicate carved mother of pearl, and that is the Virgin Mary. And we all need some faith in our lives, and this is a stunning mother of pearl. This is brand new with tag. It is sterling silver. It is an 18-inch chain, and that is a hand-carved shell cameo of the Virgin Mary surrounded by crystals. Absolutely stunning. That is gold vermeil. I think I got every piece on that tray. Oh, I didn't get that one. Thanks, Mom. So this is my gold-filled and blue zircon, and beautiful blue zircons nestled down into those rose gold flower blossoms on yellow gold. That is an absolute stunner. I think it's for about a size 7-inch wrist. And I say about because I am an exact 7, and it fits absolutely perfect. Very sizable, but very delicate. And when I showed Jeremy this, he said, is that Crements? And it's signed, let's see who it's signed by. I thought this one was signed. I'll have to look closer. This is not Crements. But look at the dazzle and the sparkle of those natural blue zircon. And when I say blue zircon, people go, is that zirconia? And I said, no, please go over to my video on blue zircon. It is a natural occurring gemstone, frequently heat treated, just like any other stone, just like amethyst, citrine, sapphire. So many of the stones are heat treated, and people go, is that a bad thing? And I go, no, it's actually a good thing because it makes the stones look more beautiful. By the way, 99.999% of tanzanite heat treated. Yep, look it up. It's true. This is a Victorian fob. Again, I bought this for myself. This is carved and faceted rock crystal, and there is a little sparrow bird on the table of that stone. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but there is a little sparrow bird. You'll be able to see it in the light box if you don't see it now, and that is on a Victorian fob style chain. So again, that would go through the buttonhole, and then someone would have their fob right on them so that they could wax seal their letter with that beautiful sparrow. A lot of times this size is thought to be for a woman. I am not sure on that. I won't make a comment on male or female. I think that does it on the tray. I think it gave you, this one was a size, just so I remember again, that's a 6.5, and we covered the size on that. I think we're all sized up now. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'll pause. I'll be right back when I push these items forward. Be right back, and we're getting into Gail's right next. All right, so we're back. And another thing, if I seem a little panicked, it's because I am, and the reason why is I didn't eat breakfast. And I'm really super crabby. I didn't get my coffee, and I didn't get my McGriddle, and I'm really super crabby right now. Art glass, fabulous. But you know what? When you know you're at fault for something, just say that you are. Just get it out in the open and air it out and go, you know what? I was a total shit. Oops, I was a total turd. And guess what? Just say it and get it out. That's all. All right, a diamond solitaire. And I'll start back here for you. A lot of times when I talk about diamonds, I can lecture you about diamonds for 45 minutes. I am not an expert. I am not a diamondologist. I am not even a certified gemologist. I know from practical application of my information that I've shut my mouth and listened for the last 30 years of my life. And I judge my stones, again, by the way they look. Not about internal properties, yada yada, blah blah. I go by what they look like and what they present like. I go after great stones, but I go after exceptional mountings. This has both of best worlds, so that's why I invested in this stone. Let me go out of the sunlight, and let me tip the stone for you from way far away, so you can take all the goodness in. Hopefully you're picking up some sort of dazzle and scintillation and sparkle. And then I'm gonna come up right to you, and I will show you the GIA report on this stunning diamond. This is a cushion cut diamond. It is a 1.01 carat. So it is a premium stone because it is over a carat. This is earth mined. This is not a lab created stone. This is out of the ground. And so many of the diamonds we're seeing now are actually lab created. Nothing wrong with that. There's a place in fashion for everything. If you check out the size on this, let's sneak it down there. It is a size 5. This had been previously sized, So there is a little bit of a sizing issue on the back here. It's not really an issue, but you can see that the band had been sized. It's very secure, it's not a problem. Check out the mounting of this. Let's go in on that. Look how that mounting is cinched with that halo of sideways set diamonds. I think that is one of the most intimate, beautiful, sophisticated mountings that they are doing in the contemporary time period. We would have never seen this from an antique mounting, or I should say very infrequently would you see that. Let me wipe that stone off and make sure we have no big fingerprints on it. Sometimes that happens. A lot of times when people say, can I see your diamonds? And then I show them, they go, oh, they go like this. They go, wow, I really love that. And then I'm like, thanks. Now I need to go home and clean it. Check out the way that looks. Absolutely fantastic sparkle, and the color of this is magnificent. Let's get into the specifics so you can all go do some research on Blue Nile and sites like that for comparison and pricing. August 25th, 2001, the Gemological Institute of America put this in. There's a GIA report number, so you can always track this online. It is a cushion modified brilliant. That's what I said. The proportions are 6.31 by 5.48 by 3.78. And the reason for that is you want your diamond to have great proportions. You want it to have wonderful proportions. And the color is F, which is very important. It's very white in the color scale. And a VS2 is very good for clarity grade. Would you like to see it maybe a VS1, one grade higher? Yeah, but I mean, you really can't see that with the naked eye, so it really doesn't matter. VS2 is wonderful, and you could do more research on that. The proportion of the diamond is all laid out. The polish is considered excellent. The symmetry is considered excellent and has a very faint fluorescence, which is not a problem. They did do a full report, so there is your information. If you would like to pull up any of that information online, let me make sure that I get that in there for you. And full transparency on my channel as always, and I hope you're getting that in. Let me see if it's in focus. So let's see if I can put that there. I think it's in focus. I think it is. If not, I'm going to be bringing that into the light box on Tuesday. The full Gemological Institute of America report, and thank you so much for bearing with us, because a lot of people have said we really appreciate when you have a more exceptional piece that you take your time and you show us why. And again, use this as information so when you go out to buy, come on over to Tuesday, see if it sells and see what it sells for so you would know what to go out and expect in real life. There is a huge increase in pricing with retail pricing. I would say, Jeremy, would you say we're about, according to what we've heard, would you say we're about a quarter of retail? I mean, have you heard very much a quarter to a third, considering like where people live in the United States?
Right.
Okay, so there is the information, and Jeremy hears from all of you through email, and he tells me how much you all love what you get, and that you're very much more surprised by what you receive in the mail than what you expect. And I think that's why after, are we on 37 sales? Is it 37?
This one will be 39.
You're going to have to speak up because they can't hear you.
This one will be 39.
39th sale, and we had 2 returns? 2 returns in 39 sales?
Yeah.
2 returns and 39 sales. Absolutely incredible. And I've covered it before. One was out of spite. And I still got to bring that up because I got to drum that drum. Now, check that out. And let me show you down here. So if you're at dinner and they're not right up on you, does that not say, I have style? It does. And it's a magnificent stone. So let me thank you for letting me show you that. So that's coming to Tuesday's sale as a kind of one of our foundational pieces. And you have all asked for the vault sale to come up. And I said to myself, you know what? I really didn't want to like hold out and wait. And I said, I'm going to start bringing a few of the pieces from the vault sale on here and there to kind of filter them in. But then we are going to have a directional vault sale. Should we go with maybe 35 items that night, Jeremy?
Sure.
Is that okay? So when we do the vault sale, it's going to be, it'll take us a lot of time because I don't want to rush. I don't like the rush. I don't like it. I'll do a couple more pieces and then we're going to get into Gail's. You have a ring ready. She's already ready for one of Gail's pieces.
Yeah,
all right. So Mom, Jeremy, can you get one?
I tried it on.
You tried it on. Sterling silver, and look at that kind of ombre crystal. Goes from dark gunmetal into the white sterling silver. Size 10, and Gail really surprised me by what she brought. She said, I am gonna dig deep, and I'm not gonna bring on things I've had locally to shows. I'm gonna show a whole bunch of stuff I've never shown before. Thank you, Mom. Oh, Jeremy. Jeremy just brought on a diamond cuff bracelet from Gail's stuff. So I would say approximately a size. I'm gonna eyeball that and say that is a 6 3/4 inch wrist. That is definitely smaller than a 7. Solid sterling silver, Florentine finish on the sides, which is great for wearability. I like a matte finish ring. See, I can say by my everyday ring, I love a matte finish because, guess what? It doesn't show wear and scratches. Florentine finish, but look at those diamonds. Probably a good, I'm not going to say probably, that's well over a carat of diamonds. Each one is pave set. Check that out. Unbelievable hinge style bracelet. Thank you, Jeremy. And thanks for not rubbing the info off because she's got these things inventoried and ready to go. Trifari, a little bit of wear on this one, that it is crown Trifari and it is a bracelet, rhinestone, and how retro can you get? How much more retro 1940s can you get besides that with paves inset rhinestone? And look how 1940s, that feels like fabric, like silk. And it's so fantastic. Crown Trifari, fully hallmarked. Leave it to Gail to bring on a Trifari piece that's unusual. Jeremy gave me these carved bone mask earrings. Really like these a lot. Check those out. And even though a large size, still lightweight and wearable. Thank you, Jeremy. And what you got, Mom? Oh,
Nice
this is a necklace. Yeah, this is wonderful. This is a sterling silver and kind of a dog portrait style necklace. Look how each one is hand constructed. Look at you got so many different breeds on there. You got a terrier that looks like a Westie. This looks like a poodle. That's a Schnauzer. Is that it looks like either a bloodhound or a basset hound. And look at the boxer. Or the bulldog. So that's me right there. That's Mary right there.
Yeah, the cute one.
This one's Jeremy for sure. He's a Schnauzer. And then look at the little Westie. We had Westies when we were growing up. I loved them. Solid sterling silver construction. And what I really adore about this is that curb link chain. I've always told you, please get a curb link or a box link. They're two of the strongest link chains. Will other sales tell you that? Probably not, because they don't know it from experience. Check this out with the little bone toggle at the back. Talk about attention to detail and a sweet piece. That is not very heavy either, but it's heavier gauged metal for the construction so that these don't bend. I gotta tell you, I love that. That actually, if I would have known, I probably would have said, I need that in my life. Gail, thank you. If you watch this preview, Gail, thank you so much for allowing our people to acquire these pieces. Anthony Alexander. Gail sells at local sales. She sells on eBay. She'll be live with us on Tuesday night. She'll be there with us to show you all these pieces. But I wanted these to be in the preview, so again, you can make your list and check it twice. Next week after that, we have Pamela Tomlinson. She's a dear, dear friend of both Jeremy's and I's. I have known her since my days at an antique mall. I have known Pamela for over 18 years now, and she had come to some of the auctions I had curated. Pamela is a dear friend, so she'll be coming on the week after that. And then as the grand finale for the local sellers, my bestie as well, Linda Eckstein. So Linda will be coming on with a lot of treasures the following week. And I think we're going to try and stay, I think Gail did 26 lots. I think we're going to try and stay about 26 to 30, just so that we can get through the items. This one, I showed the tag. This is Anthony Alexander. It is costume, cast resin, fabulous color. I would say this is perfect for the white shirt and blue jean kind of gal. If that's your casual wear and you need a big chunky statement necklace to go out to dinner or a cocktail hour, that we got you covered. And surprisingly lightweight. This is Ben Amun, and this is a size 7 and about a 7 to a 7.5. It goes down to the 7 on one, and it goes down to the 7.5 on the other. That is that electroformed sterling silver, so there is a wax body underneath the sterling silver shell. It is very thick shell, so don't worry about denting it or, a problem. It is very lightweight, and check out that abstract brutalist design. If you love brutalism and you can't afford it or you can't find it, boom, we got you covered for a sterling silver ring. Jeremy, thank you so much. Do you have a length on this, Jeremy? So do you have a length on that one?
18 inch.
So this is an 18-inch black pearl and crystal station necklace. And look at the luster and the quality of the pearls. I told Gail, I said, she brought on 2 pearls and I said, can I do this one? And I chose this one for a reason. The luster, the color, the size, and the quality of those pearls being almost round. Almost round. Fantastic sterling silver findings. I love those. Those are universal, very easy, throw them on. So this one is a calla lily design, and what I loved about this one is those accents are all diamonds. All that right there is pave diamonds. Those are cultured pearls. I believe that is solid gold accent that is soldered down to the surface of the calla lilies. So talk about a fine piece of jewelry. This escalates costume to fine jewelry. This doesn't need to be worn with anything else but a simple pearl earring and a simple pearl ring. This is your statement bracelet that will attract everybody's eyes. That is a fantastic sterling silver, solid gold, cultured pearl, and gorgeous pave diamonds. And I hope you're seeing the quality of those diamonds. A lot of times when you get into micro pave like that, the quality goes right out the window. Not on those. They color match those. Clarity is magnificent. I love that diamond accent. That is a wonderful bracelet. What are you thinking so far? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking
Give us some
I
feedback
love
over
what
here.
I'm seeing.
This is gold-filled 1940s and genuine coral. Look at the coral in the center of that stylized cross. And to further it, there are coral beads that go up the chain, solid gold-filled. Have you all done your research on the price of gold-filled? It sells for more than sterling silver. I never thought in my over 3 decades in this business, there would ever be a day that I would see that gold-filled is selling for more than sterling silver. I had never thought I would see it. Years ago, let's say it would sell for, 25 cents a gram. Not anymore. That day, that ship has sailed. Gold-filled is through the roof. That is an elegant and gorgeous wearable necklace. This one appears to be amethyst and sterling silver. It is a definite tank link to where those stations are very thick and robust, so that will not flip when you wear it. See how that doesn't want to turn when I put it on? It won't roll. I don't even have it clasped, and look, it won't roll. That bracelet is magnificent. Stations, gorgeous stones, princess cut. You don't normally see amethyst princess cut. I'm going to double check these. I think that they might be leaning to a CZ crystal. I'll have to double check these stones. I will double check those and make sure that those are amethyst before we bring that on. That seems a very saturated color for amethyst, but boy, it sure looks like it is. Sterling silver, gorgeous, great length in a bracelet. And of course, Native American. We can't have a sale without some vintage native pieces, and this is a stunner. It is an owl with this leaf design, and yes, that is completely inlaid. Mother of pearl, tortoise, coral turquoise, absolutely amazing. I love the intimacy of that one. Very early construction in sterling silver. We're only 32 minutes in. That's amazing. Now, gemstones on these, I'm going to double check. To me, this is Mojave turquoise. This is a size 8, and that looks like Mojave turquoise. That is sterling silver. I love the triple oval. A lot of times you'll have an oval and then like clumsier stones on the outside, like a round or a pear. I don't quite understand why you'd put an oval with those, but sometimes the shapes and repetition work. It works in this one. Sterling silver, wonderful construction, and I just gave you the size, and that is almost an 8. It is almost an 8. It's just right at an 8. Again, I would call it 7 3/4 to be safe. A lot of you have asked, put it on your hand. Absolutely large, but not cumbersome. And you know, a lot of times when you wear these, your fingers will hit the sides of this. Nope. It stays very central. It's very wearable. It's extremely comfortable. Gail knocked it out of the ballpark this time.
Yep.
Multiple gemstone bracelet. I will tell you now, there is a little bit of wear to the stones. Some of these stones are softer than others, and there is some wear to the stones. So please be aware of that. There's an amethyst, a peridot, a smoky quartz, citrine garnet, then goes into a possible iolite, blue topaz, or aquamarine. Then it goes amethyst, peridot, smoky quartz, citrine garnet, either iolite or maybe again a tanzanite. And then either, it's got to be blue topaz is my guess. I would be very surprised if they put an aqua in a bracelet like that. Check that out. Look at the construction of that. Absolutely great links, but there is wear to the stones. So I want you to be aware of that. See how they're a little bit foggy? So if that bothers you, this is definitely a no. But I told Gail, she said, well, I'll just, I don't have to put it in. And I said, guess what? For the larger size wrist, I'm a 7. This goes up to an 8. So, and check it out. Very, very cool. I love the heft of that sterling. Jeremy, what do you think of that one? Do you love it? Because it's like that rainbow kind of style without being too rainbow and in your face. We don't like the whole rainbow in your face thing. We really don't. Turquoise, sterling silver. Double check the stone. Make sure it's not resin or acrylic. Let me take a quick peek. No, I say natural turquoise, and there's 3 reasons why. But I sell it as natural turquoise. There are the pyrite inclusions. Now there is some synthetic that has pyrite inclusions. Let's be transparent on that one too. Look at the construction of this for, I would guess it's Navajo. It's signed LA and then a little star, sterling silver, and then there's a running horse down in there. Hope you can see the mark. So LA, Jeremy, see, you said my eyes were going. Not anymore. LA with a star, sterling, and a little running horse. Yeah. My eyes are not going, I guess. Some days they give up a little bit. It's just strange. It's like when I first wake up in the morning, it takes like an hour for, well, my mouth to work, and then it takes about a half hour for my eyes to work. That's because I'm 51. I'm 5 decades old. Let's see here. 5 decades old. That's craziness. Love the construction in sterling and turquoise. Absolutely fabulous. And someone added a wonderful safety chain, so that would never fall off your wrist. I would say wrist size on that one, I'm so good at this because I've been around it so long. I'm going to say about a 6-inch wrist. And I'm going to double check that. It's smaller than a 7, slightly bigger than a 6. So that's what I'm going to get for that one so far. I will tape measure that and give you that exact. This is one of my favorites of Gail's. And when she showed me this, she said, do you want it? And I said, of course I want it. So I didn't want to sell this one. And I told Gail, I said, this is going to be a hard one for me to see let go. But we have to bring on quality. We have to every single time. And this is a 6.5. It almost goes down to the 7. And that is slightly adjustable. It's not the flimsy adjustable on the back that catches on all your fabric and then opens up and you lose your rings. This has that really thick walled sterling silver kind of spiral, bypasses itself on the inside. I love that tapered quality. Very comfortable on the finger, extremely comfortable on the finger. If that, if it fit, I would have begged her and said, Gail, I can't do it. I can't sell it. And look at that crisscross modernist design. Sterling silver folded over. I hope you're getting the color of that amethyst saturation bezel set, and I love it. Oh, and here comes a, I don't know what that was. That was either a bee or a hornet. It was
here before.
I don't know. It was a bee or a hornet. It's very angry. This one, I believe, is according to Gail's research. It's JAI, and it's the affordable version of John Hardy. And sterling silver, she loved that racing horse design. This is rhodium plated, and the secret is, look at that awesome inside. Look at the detail of this one. JAI, which is the offshoot of John Hardy, it's the, quote, more affordable version. Boy, oh boy, look at the thickness of the sterling. And when people call this a kickstand opening, I want to kick someone. I literally want to kick someone. I don't know, it just frosts my balls. I should call that a frost my balls opening, is what I should call it. This is 4As. Jeremy's going to have to edit this one. Jeremy, how good have I been? Look at that with my tan line. It looks like I wore 2 different bracelets. I wore a pale one and I wore a silver one. So, Jeremy, how good have I been? Have I been really good?
10.
Out of 10?
He's not talking.
Why are you giving me that eye like that? That's not nice. No, why are you smiling? You think it's funny? Do you remember? You got nothing. Yeah. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
You got, but I wasn't that bad. Oh, Jeremy's looking at Mary for help. All right, solid sterling silver, absolutely awesome.
Beautiful.
And with a frost your balls opening. All right, love it, absolutely love it, absolutely love it. Bumblebee jasper, Jeremy's favorite, Bumblebee jasper heart. And it's just a beautiful little sculpture or a paperweight. And I'll tell you what, Jeremy's a stickler. Do you love the color?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
do you
nice.
love the patterning? Bumblebee jasper heart, everybody. From Gail's heart to yours.
Whoa.
Oh.
This is a beauty.
Does it say anything on the bag besides awesome?
No, it just says 30
Mm-hmm.
inch, no
Uh-huh.
closure.
30 inch. And there is a closure. It's a little,
Hmm.
oh, no, maybe, oh, wait. No, it says
something-
right here. There is a closure. It says no
Oh,
closure,
okay.
but that's not true. There's the closure
There
right
you
there.
are.
So there's a closure.
there.
30 inches. Art, pottery, and fabulous. And look at that. Look at the way each one is completely hand constructed.
It's fall
Very
for
modern.
sure.
Yeah, very modern, very clean. I like the frothy kind of sea foam into that salmon with the black polka dots. Very earthy though. Very, very earthy. And I love that. Listen to that chipmunk. He is really mad again. He's been coming over to my videos and telling me about something.
The squirrels
You've
are
got
not
to
happy.
listen about nature. You have to listen to nature. It's a must. He's telling me something. He's saying, quit being a turd. So maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. These are rhinestones and they're both vintage. And Gail said, can I bring on some vintage rhinestones that are fantastic? She told me the price on these and I almost said to her, can I just buy them before they go to the sale and then double the price? So Gail's pricing, just so you know, just like mine, she doesn't believe in having a traveling museum. She doesn't believe in picking it up and putting it down. I'm sorry,
sorry.
honey. It's right, and that's okay, Mama.
Sorry.
That's okay. So look at that for rhinestone. It's just that Gail has, I'll tell everyone what just happened. So Gail has pricing on like some of the bags and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I'm just trying to keep that, so
Yeah,
then no
that
one
wasn't
goes
the
in and then
price.
goes,
Yeah.
well, I know the price, and then they go crazy, and then someone's really mad at somebody else. So no harm done. Anyways, 2 vintage rhinestone brooches. They go for the same money. It's going to be fabulous. And this is Michael Vellituti. I would know this from outer space. This is an exact size 8. Mom, thanks for your help today. Blue topaz. Let's see here. Blue topaz, genuine amethyst, and for sure ruby, in solid sterling silver with the original box and the original tag. And I really think that that's a winner. And Gail said to me, should I sell it or should I keep it? And I said, well, what do you think? And she said, I've never worn it before. And I said, if you don't reach for it, it's time to let it go. So she's going to let it go. Tuesday night, there we go, inside the box. We are going to leave it. Oh my gosh.
Nice.
I got to go in on that. Oh, and then the undercarriage. I talk about that undergallery or undercarriage of a ring. Look at all that pierce work. And by the way, people say, what does it matter? And I go, it's so smooth when you put it on. It feels like silk when you put that on. It has a almost Euro shank. See how it's squared off at the bank? So it's got that back where it's got the almost Euro shank. I need to go to the bank. Jeremy, I need to go nibble the ATM. Jeremy, should I tell them the big secret about me? That my nickname? Do you want to tell them my nickname?
I'll let you.
So, Jeremy, I called him the one day and I said, I'm feeling like the nibbler. And he goes, what in the hell's the matter with you, is what he said. And I said, I feel like the nibbler. And he said, what the hell are you talking about? And I said, like the Hamburglar was on like the McDonald's commercials. Well, I feel like my cartoon character should have been the nibbler. I was nibbling the ATM and he goes, hey, silly, it's your account. I said, but it's a joint account and I'm nibbling it and you didn't notice. And he goes, it's your money, do whatever you want with it. And I said, but I'm the nibbler. And then he's just over me. All right, so Jeremy needed these earrings to live with me. I showed Jeremy and he started laughing. I think this is great advice for, well, if you don't enjoy me, let it go in one ear and out the other. So Gail got these whimsical earrings and it says in one ear and it says out the other. So Gail, thank you for the laugh because Gail knows that I've been through the ringer and not very frequently, but Gail knows I've been through the ringer and it's true. I let it go in one ear and out the other. So Gail, thank you for the laugh. You're the best. Gail knows me better than anyone. This has the original tags. This was $395. $395. Let's see here. At Barney's of New York, $395. At Barney's of New York. And there's the original tag, $395 from Barney's in New York. And interestingly enough, this is remarkable because it's completely hand constructed. Almost macrame with that tape style lace and then completely hand sewn together. I told her I thought it looked exactly like an owl. Does anyone else see an owl out there? Does anyone else see an owl? out there in the world. I see an owl. I don't know if that's what they're going for. Natural wooden beads, fabulous hand construction, and this whole thing is completely hand sewn together. I do not know the artist on this. If anyone out there knows the artist on this, would you please put it in the comments section below? Barney's tag, and again, $395 at Barney's. $395. It is nowhere near $395 at a Gail and Jason sale. So, Jeremy pointed out something. A little tiny fracture in the turquoise side. Jeremy, I think that might be in the stone.
Flip it over, it's on the other side.
Is it on the other side? Well, it goes through the lapis a little bit. Okay, all right. It looks as though there's a fracture in the J. King bead. Jeremy, thank you for catching that. Here is the J. King clasp, sterling silver, wonderful. It is the reversible J. King that everybody wants, that hardly anyone can find anymore. This is genuine gem grade lapis. There, I got it out. That is a faceted center, and then those are cabochon on the outside. And look at the way this gradates with the neck. They cut these pieces to follow the form of the neck. Very incredible craft. So when some people say, I don't get J. King, I go, do you get it now? And then they go, yes. I go, okay, proof in the pudding. So gem grade lapis faced with turquoise. Then we flip it over and look, it is the turquoise side with that modeled, gorgeous matrix of chocolate brown. Let me bang this one more time with my ring, just because. Here, there we go. We'll make a little bit of noise. Mary's laughing her ass off over here. What's so funny? Yeah, I know.
Nothing.
Yeah, you can't help yourself, can you?
I know, I
You're just
can't
like him
help
the other day. The two of you together, how have I, he says the way he survived the relationship is, I live in a different county. How have I survived the last 10 years
So
with
do
both of you?
I live in
How,
a different county.
how have I survived? How have I survived with these two is what I want to know. Look at the turquoise. And by the way,
I can't
don't we
help
have so
it.
much fun?
Yes.
Don't you love your YouTube short I did of you with the BLT?
Well,
I pissed my pants when Picky Nikki came in and said, why didn't she order just a bee?
bee.
Did you see that? So when Mary said, I want a bacon, lettuce, and tomato, and the lady goes, anything special? She goes, yeah, no lettuce, no tomato. And I go, yes, so you want bacon on bread. And mom goes, yeah, remember, you were there, you were sitting right across the table, Jeremy. And then
I looked at him
Picky
for
Nikki,
help and he didn't help
no,
me.
and then Picky Nikki comes in and goes, why didn't she order a bee? Oh my God, it was like, oh my God, the comments on that video. If you haven't seen the YouTube short on my channel
Yeah,
of
please
Mary,
don't watch
Mother
it.
Mary, please watch it. Mom, we had to, did you have fun that day?
Well, and we're going out for dinner today. So
Yeah, we
we'll
are.
see what
We'll
happens.
ruin today too. So, and the waitress always knows. All right, there's a little fracture. Jeremy, where'd you find that? Hold on. Jeremy, no, but, oh, it's right here. So Jeremy found a little fissure right here. Let me show you. I'll show you in the light box too. Found a little fissure right here, a little fissure crack through the stone. It does travel through the lapis, but it's not broken. It's not, I'm wiggling, it's not broken all the way through. So that's a little concerning. If you knock this on something, or if you drop this, you could potentially break this station. That could be a small issue. She has it priced really low already. So, oh gosh, I just can't believe. I think I'm most seduced by that blue color. And normally lapis doesn't do it for me. That does it for me. All right, Jeremy, thank you so much. Oh, yeah. Mary's playing with this one.
Oh,
So
yes.
Gail,
So stinking
so
cute.
Gail did not get this one from Vicky. And so she said to me, hey, I didn't get this from Vicky. I just want your, I want your people to get a little purple frog. This did not come from 3D printed, my friend that does the 3D printing, Vicky, where I get the dragons. Jeremy, can I bring on maybe 3 of the dragons? And can I bring on 2 frogs or 2 toads? So Gail brought that one on, and it's the purple version. And isn't it adorable?
It's
I know,
really
it's the
cute.
face is the cutest part. I gotta go in on that face. Is that not the happiest frog face you've ever seen?
Yeah, look at the
love
legs.
it. I absolutely love it. Oh, Jeremy, thank you. A beautiful dragonfly. Oh, look at the birds. The little sparrows are going crazy.
Yeah.
And then someone's going to say, that's not a sparrow. It's a whatever, songbird. And I'll go, I don't care. It's a bird. All I know is it craps on my car and it eats worms out of my front yard. Look at them. See, that's a message from somewhere. Oh, is that a little chickadee, though? Someone's going to come in my thing and go, I'm a bird expert. And that's a cock-a-doodle-doo. And I'll go, whatever. I don't care. It's a bird to me, and I love them. Check out the mother of pearl. Abalone, sterling silver. I'm crazy today. Is it just today?
All the time.
All the time? Are you sure about that?
Absolutely.
Really?
Unless you're sick.
Unless I'm sick. And then I just get crabby when I'm sick. Look at that for sterling silver, abalone. It's true, I get crabby. You know what? Just admit your fault. Just admit your admit your flaws already. This is gorgeous with opalescent Murano glass. Look at that abstract form. Sheared and polished bottom, as I've talked about 9 million times. Opalescent color, absolutely fabulous. And my mom goes, "What is it?" I go, "It's a Bakelite bangle holder." So if you have a collection of Bakelite bangles and you don't like to put them on a stack somewhere, put them inside this bowl and then you shove your stack on and you're good to go. I am going to sell these 3 Bakelite bangles together as a color story. I liked these together, almost an apricot color that is not yellow, it's like an apricot, and then that very moody marbleized green. So I'm going to sell those as a trio. So you're going to get those 3 together. Again, when I sell Bakelite, I've been doing it for 28 and a half years, almost 29 years now. You can trust me. These have a fabulous polish. I'm a stickler for color. I'm a stickler for quality of Bakelite. Those 3 go together. This will be sold separate because it's a highly unusual, I believe, octagon cut. It has 8 sides and then they taper in the center because when you put a facet on a round bangle, it kind of cinches in that optical quality, almost like an hourglass in the center of those very bold facets. That is a magnificent, almost carnelian orange red with yellow. Very difficult to describe that color, but that is a quality bangle all day long. That will sell by itself. So we'll do the trio and that by itself. So for some more Bakelite, and then do you have one more, Gail?
That's it.
Just one more of Gail's rings. Thank you for saving the best for last, even though I know you didn't plan it. That is a size. Did she have it as an 8, Jeremy? Does she have it?
Size 7.5.
Oops, this goes down to the 8. And she definitely could be right, but that is a very comfortable 8. So we'll double check the sizes the day of. That could still be a 7 3/4. So let's settle on a 7 3/4. Amethyst, garnet, topaz, peridot, citrine, and more amethyst on the outside. Look at the detail work on that band. Vintage beyond vintage, and a marquee that is, how often do you see a marquee amethyst? That big, that color, that quality, with the fantasy checkerboard cutting across the surface. Hardly ever. That is a knockout of a ring. Holy cow. Absolutely love it. I wonder if Gail would know that it was missing. So there's that. That'll come to the sale. More Bakelite. Let's see how I'm going to do these. All right. I'm going to do this trio together. These 3 are going to go together for the lover of cherry red, true lipstick cherry red, and that wonderful marbleized brownish yellow. They almost call that Mississippi mud. So you're going to get those 3 together. So you're going to get the cherry red and Mississippi mud as a trio. And then you're also going to get, as another lot, you're going to get the thick-walled, high-dome spacer. These are some of my most favorite bangles, and the reason why is these are robust. These are quality. These are intro to Bakelite. So if you're just joining the Bakelite world and you need some robust Bakelite bangles, sometimes the little spacers, the thin ones, are very fragile, and it takes an advanced person to understand that. When you put them on, you got to be really careful. You will not break these. I'll tell you another secret. I've dropped several of these on tile floor. They bounce, and there's never a break in them. So they're very robust. They're very, very robust. The colors are saturated, and what's lovely about them is they're very thick. So you see them well from the top, you see them well from the side. You get your money's worth with such bangles. So just remember those high dome spacers, or the thick-walled spacers that they're called. Those are some of the best for an initial collector. Very robust, very cool, and you'll get those 2 together. I couldn't decide to sell them separate. One is orange and yellow, and one is the Mississippi mud that goes more yellow. And look, you get another wonderful Bakelite bracelet holder, and this is awesome. What I did for a display in my shows, I'm doing fewer and fewer shows now on the local level. I used to use this to have pearl necklaces coming out of. So I'd put my Tahitian pearl strands, my cultured pearl strands, my freshwater pearl strands, and they'd be coming out of this amazing vintage clamshell. This is Murano glass. It is from Murano, Italy, sheared and polished bottom. This was a very difficult one for me to get rid of. I loved that the opalescent lines that run through it on the opposite side of those veins, very welcoming form as well. You always want a bowl that is welcoming, and that lip says, please, please let me hold your necklaces. The quality of the gold fleck, that metallic, is amazing. I hope you're picking it up on camera. I don't know if you are. Let's put those back in there. Just a few more pieces and we're done. I'm going to go with this one next and say you not only get an awesome wide cream corn Bakelite bangle from the late 1950s, one of the largest sizes you will find in span. That is a very medium-sized wall. A lot of times these get thin and flimsy. Not this one. Very lightweight, gorgeous color, and you get the incredible out of my collection. My last one, I have no more after this, Orient and Flume. Fully signed Orient and Flume on the bottom, and that is Flume, F-L-U-M-E. People say, is it Fume? And I said, no, it's what I said, Orient and Flume. That is the inventory code on the bottom. Circuit dating on these, they went from the very late 1970s through the 1980s into the 1990s. I do not think they're still producing this specific. Look at the leaf, the way that's encased glass. This almost is reminiscent of uranium glass with that iridized Aurora Borealis finish. And look how they left the trails so you could see that that's hand gathered. I've said it before, I get lost in art glass because color saturation, form, quality, and it is jewelry for the home. I've said it 8 million times. I'll say it 8 million more. Why? Because I want to. Speaking of jewelry for the home, I decided to do a trio of my very small art glass vases. I said to Jeremy, I understood that the last sale was very demanding. We sold 156 some lots the first night. We sold an additional 50 some the Wednesday, and then he, on top of that, added in countless bags of coffee, countless bags of teas. What did you say? 124 ounces of tea you sold?
Yes.
124 ounces of tea, and I've got to thank each and every one of you for a very generous and kind supporting of Jeremy's business. How many pounds of coffee? Did you remember?
It was 16 pounds
I just
of
can't
coffee.
believe it. 16 pounds of coffee and 124 ounces of teas. When you get them, would you please leave down in the comments what some of your favorite teas and coffees are from Jeremy? I never want to leave you out of this, ever. Ever in a million years. I support you fully, and thank you, Jeremy. Check that out. Your invoicing and your patience need to be very commended, and I want to publicly thank you. This is artist signed. This has been in my collection for probably a long time, several years. I can't remember. I think that is also the artist mark here on the outside applied to that surface. This is one of the weed vessels, meaning you'd put flowers in the center and then these would hold smaller weeds out of your garden. Dandelions, little sprigs of loose grass. They loved naturalistic floral forms in the 60s and 70s. Who could blame them? Why leave anything out when it's gorgeous and beautiful? And look at the viscosity on that drip style glaze. This is right off my dining room table. So it's covered in a layer of my dust. I love the form. I love the size and the intimacy of this. And look how that fits. You can almost see the potter's hands. You can almost see the potter sitting at the wheel and cupping their hands to create this magnificent and powerful little vessel. I hope you love that. The frothiness of the glaze, it almost goes microcrystalline. It wanted to start microcrystalline, and Mother Nature said, no, I'm just going to make you incredibly gorgeous little polka dots. Hope you love that one. That's coming straight to you. Another one, again, could have stayed with me forever. I loved the dual opening and that abstract form. You can feel that hand of that artist again, cupping to make that asymmetrical surface. It's almost like they raised this on the wheel. There's the artist signature. They raised this on the wheel and you could see the rings and the labor of love to pinch this up. And then they almost closed that top. They almost closed that and then they opened it up with their finger just a little bit. And then they said, I'm going to put a second hole there. Why? Because they wanted to. That is all about design and craft. loved the color and the mottled surface. And then once they got it off the wheel, they kind of picked it up, and look, you can feel their hand on this. So it's asymmetrical. Love any sort of artisan and handmade. It's always been my affection for where I live and what I want to look at. I didn't want to look at, I won't say what I didn't want to look at. I'll just say that I wanted to look at artistry, concept, labor of love, true artistry, a person who had a vision and a story to tell. And I'm most certain that this person probably is no longer here, but their legacy continues by something that they labored over, and they left this behind, and that's a remarkable treasure. Unfortunately, I do not know the artist on either one of these. Speaking of another artist I wasn't sure of, I always felt as though this was very Japanese in style, almost like a tea vessel, but slightly larger. I did not consider this a vase. I considered that a cup. This fits in the hand perfect. It is, when you touch this, you feel the sensitivity of leaving that small lip so your hand fits here and so it doesn't slip out of your hand. There's that slight swell in the profile. You talk about the profile of a vessel, and I guess why I do that is I took ceramics for 4 semesters in college, and I just realized that I had to stop somewhere. I had to leave school somewhere, and I said, I can't stay for a pottery and ceramics major. I was good at it, but I wasn't great at it. I would get frustrated. Glazing is very difficult, and this speaks volumes of the artistry of hand raising a vessel and then treating it with a gorgeous surface. Again, a labor of love that has lasted for generations, and that is another one straight out of my personal collection. I think that does it for the day. No, it does not. Arrowheads. Does anyone want a collection of arrowheads? So these were from 8 bird points. I'm not going to agree with the term bird point, so please don't correct me on my comments over here. I do not consider these bird points. Mislabeled, by the way, by the auction company that did these. Texas and New Mexico, I would agree with origin on these. And the largest is 2 1/4 inches, and these are authentic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 of them. And of course, you know my affection for the Mississippian triangles, but check those out for stone and quality. And there we go. So hopefully you're getting everything you need to see. Such points, they normally sell. A few of these, like this one right here, is a very tough one to get rid of. The only reason why I'm letting these go is I live in Ohio, and I've got to start to curtail the collection to only Ohio. When tribes were nomadic and transient and crossed state lines, I'll give an exception for Pennsylvania, Indiana, and Michigan in my collection because they probably started here in Ohio. I have an Ohio point that was from, that is made out of Onondaga chert. I found it myself in Akron, Ohio, in Summit County many years ago during COVID restrictions. I didn't know what to do with myself because, well, I wasn't going to stay home. And I had to go get exercise, and I walked the fields in Summit County. And I found an Onondaga chert blade, and it was from 350 miles away in Pennsylvania is where Onondaga chert comes from. Anyways, enough of a lecture series. So I have to let these go because they're not Ohio. All right. So please, if you live out west, or if you live in Texas or New Mexico, these should probably come home to those origins. And then 2 pincushion dolls. And I wanted to do 3 more, but I just couldn't break myself of it. You've got this wonderful chalkware version, an original dress, and fantastic condition. Again, passementerie trim, that ribbon work trim that everybody looks for. So that is a very rare survivor of a pincushion doll that is original to her dress. So please, if you have stick pins or hat pins or sewing pins, you may use them on that if you choose. And here's the Art Deco version. And I said I wouldn't get rid of her. Why? She's intimate, she's small, she's in her original outfit, original cotton base, original dress, and guess what? She's orange, and that's my favorite color. So please understand, I'm trying to share a lot of my personal collections with all of you. I didn't want to delay, I didn't want to wait. I wanted to get these items out amongst our friends and our family on YouTube. I will say I have a deep debt of gratitude to all of you. I appreciate you making us smile through work. I appreciate you supporting us financially. I know it's a lot to ask to see you every single Tuesday night, but it wouldn't be the same without all of you, and I mean it. That is not rehearsed, it wasn't written down, it's off the cuff, and it's the way I feel. I will always tell you the way I feel. For good or for bad, you will always know my personal truth. I will not stop giving you my opinion, nor will I stop giving you my love. Jeremy, what would you like to say? Do you have anything in parting?
We'll see you guys on Tuesday.
He makes it very simple. He can hardly wait to see you on Tuesday. Mary, what are you thinking?
We'll see you on Tuesday, and I think you're going to be very surprised of what's in the sale. It's
Yeah.
really a
Yeah.
great choice.
You saw what's in the box on the floor over here, right? Those
Yeah.
Chinese beads. She saw some Chinese beads that I'm going to be bringing to the sale that didn't make the preview. We look forward to seeing you Tuesday night. We are going to go to lunch. And again, happy Sunday, everyone. We'll see you on Tuesday night. And in the count of 1, 2, 3, we have to tell them something very
Here we
special. 1, 2, 3.
We
We love you because we do.